Cool.
Hey, you guys.
Well, I love the film. That car chase in the opening, kind of half an hour. I can't get it out of my head. It was so good.
Great.
I'm going to start actually with you, Linda. I was wondering, I'm assuming that the offer to come back into this franchise has existed for quite a while for you. What was it about this particular story and this time that made you think now's the right time to step back into Sarah's shoes?
The number of years, the many number of years. So I had forgotten how difficult it is. So, no. No, I thought that would give me a really great canvas, all those years to sort of fill in and see who Sarah Connor is today.
Because, this film, it sort of transcends cinema. When I was like 10 years old, me and my old friend Mark, we used to watch this Terminator 1 and 2 over and over again and kind of quoting it always in school and stuff like that. I was probably too young to have watched it. But these films have this kind of deep connection with fans, and it's a real nostalgia trip going back and watching it. What's it like for you guys, being on set, stepping into those characters' shoes, seeing the same faces, and kind of saying, how does it feel for you? Does it feel nostalgic for you? Does it bring back some sort of memories from when you made the first two movies?
Well, unlike Linda, who has done 2 of them and now the third, I've done 5 of them. There's 6 done altogether, but during one I was governor, so I couldn't really work on the movie.
That's what happened.
But I enjoyed doing all of them, I have to say. And Terminator to me is more than just a movie. It's kind of like really something that built my career. Because when I think about when I came from the Conan, the barbarian kind of movies, the question was, can I go and do something that does not rely totally on a physical development, on this Mr. Universe physique type of thing. And so, then Terminator came along, and there was only in the beginning of the movie was this, the arrival scene where I was naked, but the rest of the movie was all with clothes on and stuff like that. And that really turned my career around and made me be able to get all of those kind of action movies. So it was very important in that regard that it really launched my action career in the 80s.
Yeah, and because I was going to ask, can I call you Arnie? I'm going to call you Arnie.
That's very British. The only ones that call me Arnie is the British.
Is it just us?
Yeah, it is totally the British, yeah.
Really? So what do they call you in America?
Arnold.
Really?
Arnold, yeah.
What do you prefer? What if you had
and in Japan, they call me Schwarzi. And in China, they call me something. Every country has their own
What's your favourite? What do you most like being called?
I really don't care.
Cool.
If you really like calling me Arnie, then go ahead and call me Arnie.
I will. But Arnie, I was going to say, following on from your last answer, would you say the T-800 is the character you feel the closest affinity to across your career? Because you've played some iconic roles in your life. Would you say this is the one that you hold closest to your heart?
Well, the T-800 is just an interesting kind of a concept that each time I do a film and I play the T-800, it's kind of different, right? The first one is like a machine that just crushes things and destroys everything and wipes everything out. His mission is to just destroy. And the second Terminator, he starts gaining a little bit of human kind of capabilities and human behavior. So in each movie, the character changes a little bit because he gets programmed differently. It depends how he's programmed. Sometimes he's programmed, like for instance in Terminator 2, to protect. Terminator 1, he was there to destroy. And then in this last one now, I have much more exposure to human beings, and therefore has learned much more human behavior.
And I was wondering too, this film feels in some way like a passing of the baton onto the kind of next generation. Because obviously with Natalia and Mackenzie, would you be quite happy for this franchise to kind of carry on after you guys? And are you quite excited about the direction it's heading in and the people that are going to be heading with?
Yes, because we started it so long ago, and it's really lovely if it, continues well past our expiration dates.
So, just very finally before I go, I was wondering, obviously there's some iconic lines as well. What would you say of all the big Terminator one-liners is the one you most get quoted back to you when you guys are in the street or at events?
Well, I definitely hear the line, I'll be back the most. I think it's the most iconic and the most repeated movie line in the history of motion pictures.
Did you get a sense when you said it that it was going to be?
No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, Jim Cameron and I, we had an argument about how to say the line, because he wrote it, I'll be back, and I said, no, I think a machine would say, I will be back. And he says, no, just say, I'll be back. And this is how it went back and forth. And then he said, okay, let's just tape it and let's just record it 10 different ways to make sure that we get it right. And so that's the way. But he didn't think about that it's going to be a used line, and neither did I.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey, you